Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all fantastic and wonderful. Everything here is pretty darn good. Now, I say that every day. And sometimes I don't mean it. Sometimes I mean the opposite. But I try to have good days every day. It just doesn't always happen. And I've always been open and honest about myself and my mental health, but the last 5 weeks have been pretty bad. I've just been kind of in a slump, in a pretty down slump. I've sat on my couch a lot. And that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes I feel it's really important to kind of let those things run their course. And this was one of those times. I think we've talked about pre-Gen Con, post-Gen Con. This has been kind of a post-Gen Con slump. It really happened. I don't think Gen Con had anything to do with it. I think I was still pretty high after Gen Con, but I think I was on a bit of a high, and now to compensate, I'm on a bit of a low. But I think I'm okay. I think the difference between me now and me 4 years ago, or 5 years, whatever it's been now, geesh, 6 years ago or something, 8 years ago when I started medication, was that I there was more downs than anything, right? Like that was a time in my life when it was soul crushing. Like I was just done. I was checked out. Not like that anymore. These days, I still have downs, and I think that's important to talk about. But they're not. I know there's an end to it, right? I know it's just a temporary thing. And so I've been reading, and I've just been kind of consuming. I haven't been making anything. I haven't been working on my games. I haven't been down here in the shop working. I've just been kind of letting it ride its course, reading. I read lots of manga. I've been reading The Wheel of Tower. I'm halfway through the second book now. Unfortunately, that means, I think that there's a common misconception that with depression comes lack of hygiene, lack of self-care, lack of cleanliness. That's not always true. For me, I've always been personally a pretty clean person, meaning that I bathe every day, I brush my teeth every day, all that sort of stuff. That's never faltered, even at my lowest. But what has faltered is my house. The past month, I just haven't done anything. Like my whole outside, my yard looks disgusting. It needs a lot of attention. I need to get some of the stuff trimmed back for the fall. My neighbor cuts my grass, but I have to do the trimming, and I haven't done any of that for a month. My dog's yard hasn't been cut in forever. It was super high. I got out there today and I cut it even though it's raining. And I did the trimming, and I cleaned up the yard some today, did some edging and all that sort of stuff. But I think that there are levels of it, and as time goes on and as the low progresses, you tend to start slipping, right? Then things like dishes stop getting washed every day when they should be, and maybe I'm only washing them every few days. Laundry's only getting done every week instead of every couple of, or every 2 weeks, or whenever the underwear drawer runs out, instead of on a regular basis. The house cleaning isn't being kept up, that sort of stuff. But I have M, and I didn't. That's part of the difference. Is I have M, and M is a really, really, really good motivator, whereas previously I didn't have any motivation to do anything because there was nobody pushing me. There was nobody that encouraging me to succeed, or encouraging me to work on things. And not only that, but there was nobody willing to help. Right? There was nobody willing to assist me in any of those things, and M does. So I'm a lot better. Even though this has been a kind of a month, it was a good. Nothing went to crap. My house cleanup, yard cleanup, whatever. That's no big deal. Part of it, I think, has been the fact that for the past, and this is going to sound really shitty of me, but for the past 4 or 5, 6 weeks, it's been non-stop between my children, my youngest having scouts and soccer, my oldest having doctor appointments, dentist appointment. Like I have been full-time go for months. I haven't been able to go to game night. I haven't, I have had just go, 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 and so it's been a little bit rough. That's just what it is. And these things come up because, we've talked about it before. I have these videos that I've put out about my mental health journey, and they get a lot of attention. And sometimes people ask, like, how are you today? How's things? And I don't want to lie. Like, there's no reason to lie to somebody. Here we are 3 years after I stopped my medication, and I'm pretty darn good. Like, there are still downtimes, but they're few and far between, right? And I think that everybody has downtimes. They just may not recognize that that's what's happening to them. They just feel like, oh, I'm going to watch TV for a couple of weeks. When you've been through the ringer mentally, like I have, you tend to recognize these parts of yourself, and it becomes really easy to say, all right, this is just a period, and then it's gonna, there's gonna be a balance. And the hope, though, the person that I used to be, the person that got to that hard crash in 2014, was a very up and down person. I had extreme highs and extreme lows, and I hope that that's not the case anymore. I don't. While those extreme highs were productive for me, I don't want that. I hope that when this swings back and when I start to go on the, getting back to normal, it's just normal, right? It's just how it has been for the last few years, which has been really, really, really good. It's been really good since M came into my life. So it's been really good for 3 years now. And I hope that it kind of just stays that way, and I, it's all normal. It's fine to have the occasional, like, super high and super low. I can deal with that. I don't want to go back to having this fluctuation all the time. Or, when I say all the time, I mean these are usually like 6, 8, 3 month long periods. They're extended periods of time, and they can be very exhausting. So it's all good though. Today I'm off today and tomorrow because my children have appointments. So I just decided to take some days off and just chill and work around the house. I got the yard cleaned up. I got the dog's yard cut, and I've spent some time doing electrical in the other room. So it's all good, I feel good about it. What'd you do this weekend? Besides my children being here all weekend, we went shopping, and I chauffeured around quite a bit, and cooking and cleaning and shopping at the grocery store. Grocery shopping, that's what I meant. We also went to the mall. I didn't get to play any games. I was hoping to play a few things this weekend. Didn't get to do. Well, no, I take that back. I played Lost Ruins of Arnak solo. So I hope to be doing a review of that soon, because I feel like I have a better... We'll talk about that. What'd you do this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is improvidence. It is a noun meaning a rash action performed without careful consideration or deliberation. This made him think of all the nights, spending his youth with the casual improvidence of a millionaire. Richard Matheson, American science fiction writer. Improvidence. I-M-P-R-O-V-I-D-E-N-C-E. A rash action. Oh. Casual improvidence of a millionaire. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it now. I didn't really not understand that when I first read the quote. Yeah, I guess that's a good word. I don't know that I've ever thought about it. I don't know if I've ever heard it. Improvidence. Doesn't sound like what it means. That's, I think, part of the reason I like words like that.